Hi Ashmit, good evening. How are you doing today?
Hi Karan, good evening. I'm doing very well. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. Ashmit, for my audiences, to start with, could you quickly give them a
Mhm.
brief of your background?
Yeah, sure. So I've been working with PwC India for the last 5.5 years. I'm specifically working in the forensics consulting department. And along with this, I have also been volunteering for two, three, different NGOs. So I have a good social impact slash sustainability, motive also. Even in my work, I have been part of such engagements. And since this is a very client-facing role, so it's been quite interesting also, and very heavy and very demanding also, very challenging. But then, of course, that brings a lot of benefits in itself. So it's been quite nice. And
Great.
that's, from professional point of view. Yeah.
Yeah, great. And Ashmit, so just for my audience's understanding, could you quickly help them understand which schools did you apply to and what
Mhm.
is your current application status?
Perfect. Yeah. So I was looking at only European schools, and I have applied to three schools, that is ESADE, IESE, and Bocconi. So right now I have received the admit from ESADE, and I am still in process with Bocconi. So fingers crossed with that. And with IESE, did not go that well, but that's fine. Life goes on.
No, I mean, it happens. All these are top programs, and admission is purely on merit basis. So you get into some, and you always have to. I mean, things don't go well on the other side as well. So that's the part and parcel of the application process.
Yeah, of course.
Congratulations for getting an admit from ESADE. It's one of the
Thank you.
top ranked programs in Europe. So
Thank you so
congratulations
much.
again for that. Now, Ashwin, let's get into a bit about your application journey, right? So,
Mhm.
when you would have thought about applying to an MBA program abroad, obviously the first question which comes to our mind is which admission consultant should I enroll with?
Mm. Yeah.
So, could you help my audience understand what went in your head when you were shortlisting or finalizing your admission consultant? And finally, what made you enroll with LilacBuds?
Perfect. So yeah, as you said, it's a very important part of your entire journey because the admission consultants need to have that on ground knowledge about how things are in the respective country that you're planning to apply in. So that was one thing that I really wanted from my admission consulting team. I spoke with 6 to 7 of them. Like I had a lot of chats on calls, like I had those demo sessions. Finally, my slight constraint with my application was, I believe, my quant score in GMAT was slightly on the lower side, while my verbal was on the higher side. And coming from India, it's generally the opposite with our Indian applicant pool. That our quant scores are very high, verbal are down. So this was one thing that I wanted. This was one small challenge that I had. So along with this, I also wanted some, personal reference if I could get from someone. So thankfully, someone I know, they recommended LilacBuds to me, and I had a call with Priyash, which was the first demo call. So the call was quite in depth and in detail. I think we had the first chat was nearly 40 to 50 minutes long, wherein he very carefully understood my profile, my requirements, what kind of goals and aspirations I have for my future. Also, any constraints or challenges that my profile might face. And then, just on, discussion around the kind of schools that I should be looking into. So while I was having a chat with him, I realized that, he's someone who really knows things, knows the entire landscape. As I said, I was applying in Europe, so he was quite well versed with all European schools, and he knew about on-ground job opportunities from all of these schools as well. So that was a big draw for me. And I then also went through LilacBuds website, and I saw all the stuff around the portal and how you have that one platform where you talk with your mentors, and everything is very organized and balanced. So again, that was also another reason why I chose LilacBuds out of all the other admission consultants.
Great. So, Ashmit, you talked about the first conversation with Prayash being excellent, he having knowledge of the domain, and then you liked the entire LilacBuds portal and the value proposition. Could you now talk about your experience working with us through the last 2 to 3 months? Prayash is a senior expert, so what kind of conversations you had with him? And again, you talked about the LilacBuds portal. So how that made your life easier throughout the application journey?
Yeah, perfect. I've spent now nearly 4 months with your team, and I've had a lot of calls with Prayash, and it's all been a very nice journey. And one thing that really stands out is the honesty and the sort of bluntness. Like, I use that in a positive way. I say that in a positive way. So like, you were able to properly analyze and assess my profile, and you were able to, give me very good suggestions on the kind of schools that I should be looking into, which match with my profile and again with my future aspirations. So that is something that I felt that really stood out for me. And in my discussions with Priyash, even when, I would come up and suggest that, what about this XYZ school? So Prayash had that knowledge about what kind of job opportunities are available in that country via that school. So these are things that really help you out in your process. As someone who is sitting here in India, I have only restricted knowledge, and all the knowledge that I have is from hearsay or from few friends that have moved abroad. So this is where an expert, bringing in their knowledge, that becomes really valuable. So definitely that really helped me out. And as I said, the bluntness and the honesty with which he saw and analyzed my profile, that also was really helpful, because I was able to actually tackle the weaknesses or the the areas of development that were there. And then another thing was that he was able to bring out the best out of my profile. So exactly what kind of things that I need to portray to the adcoms. So that is something that was again very, very valuable, I would say. Coming to your second question.
Yeah. Sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, coming to the second question about your portal, it's quite organized, and it's very easy to. So generally, what happens is that you send one essay to someone over a email, and then they'll respond back with another, on another email, and then there's a lot of random to and fro's happening. At the end of the day, if you have to look back at which essay was my final one, because you've had a lot of to and fro's, it becomes a little tricky. But with LilacBuds platform, I know that I have to just go to the document section, and all the latest documents are readily available, and I can view them. My mentors can view them. So those documents being in a very organized and neat manner, that really helps. Yeah, one more thing which really helped me was that when I began my journey, I had a lot of silly questions in mind. So it was good to know that no matter what, I could just drop a email or a message to Prayash, and those will get answered without any judgments. So that was also something that
really, I mean, I completely can relate to that, because I myself applied for an MBA 2-3 years before. And there are a lot of questions in our head. They might be very, relevant questions, irrelevant, but there are a lot of questions. And if you can talk to a mentor who can help you get answers to all those questions, be it small, be it tricky, be it easy, that really makes your life easier through this phase.
Oh yeah, perfect.
So, great that you liked your experience working with our senior expert, and you liked the tech offering which we have for our students. Finally, Ashmit, last question from my side. You've recently gone through, and you're currently going through this MBA application journey. So what would be your advice to other students who are looking to do their MBA from a top school abroad?
So in my experience and in my opinion, I feel that one thing that generally some people miss out on is the fitment analysis. So, you should be able to fit into the school and their vision with the kind of leadership that they want to, put to induce in their students, as well as your own goals, your own motives, what you want from your cohort. All these things also really matter. So I feel that instead of just looking up schools online and then going for the biggest names, I feel that the fitment part is a very it's a strong point that people need to focus on before applying. And it obviously makes your life easier if you fit into a kind of role that this XYZ school is looking for. Then of course your application will also stand out because they're actively looking for such traits. Another thing is that it's you should be able to bring out your soft skills very well. Soft skills and your personality. So even things like any extracurriculars that you have or anything outside of work that you do, anything that highlights your personality, I feel those things also make a lot of difference because I feel that from my experience that these schools really look at your personality in depth and I think I'm of the understanding that they feel that all these tools and techniques of working and all, you can learn those things on ground jobs, but personality is difficult to shape. So I think that is also an aspect that you really need to focus on.
Yeah, great. And very rightly said. I mean, I agree to whatever you mentioned in this part of your response. So Ashmit, again, thanks a lot for taking out time and agreeing to share your experience working with us.
Perfect.
Congratulations again on getting an admit to ESADE, one of the top MBA programs in Europe. And best of luck for your remaining MBA application journey. Thank you
So much, Karan. Thank you. Bye.